I'll even get you, this is premier service. I'll even have an apple juice for you.
Oh.
In case you get thirsty.
Well, I hope it isn't that long. I haven't got that much of a memory. Okay, let me read the questions here. Big events.
Big events.
Well, I got married, had a baby.
Yeah, you had my mom.
Yeah.
All right, Grandma, are you ready?
Yeah.
All right, so we're sitting down today with my grandma, Grandma Pat, Grand Toby. You have a lot of names that we called you. But I'm doing this for a class, and I also just wanted to have some archives of my grandma because I'm pretty blessed. I've got a pretty good grandma. So recording some history here. She's beat me a lot of times in horse and in phase 10. But, well, Grandma, this class is on the 1960s, and I figured you're an expert on the 1960s.
I don't know how much of an expert I am. I lived in the 60s.
Well, I guess to start off, what's your favorite memories of the 60s? What sticks out to you?
Well, I met my husband when I was 16, and I also had my daughter in the 60s. She was born in 1969, so there's very fond memories there. And the other memories are not so fond because my husband was drafted and sent over to Vietnam. So that was kind of
scary time
to be away like that, you know what I mean? It was, even for him, as young as he was 20, which is not a teenager, but still young.
Still pretty young.
To go over there and put you right in the middle of the war, and you have to do what they tell you to do, and you know your life could be lost.
Mm-hmm.
So that was kind of a scary time.
Did you know anyone from State College that was killed over in Vietnam or had friends that got killed over there?
There was one boy, he lives down in Valley View. I think he still lives down there, but he got hit with a bomb and it just blew both of his legs off.
Oh, so he's still living down there, but he lost both his legs.
Yes, in the war over there. And some of the others that was over there with Frank, my husband, they came back. But the thing was that Frank was over there, his brother Earl was over there, and his brother Kenny was over there. All three of them. Mm-hmm. All went to Vietnam. So they were there. I'm not sure. I don't know if any of their time, they were both all there at the same time or who was there with who. I don't remember.
Yeah.
But I know within those few years, all three of them were over there.
And I guess what was scary too with Vietnam is you could turn it on the TV and you could see everything that was going on and what you were having to worry about your husband dealing with over there.
Right, because he was over at Can Tho, and as soon as they say something was gone over at Can Tho, right away, you know, you think what kind of, what kind of shooting, what was going on there, you know. So
you were following the war, especially
yes.
when he was there. You were keeping up on it.
Right.
How did you do that? You would just watch a certain TV channel?
TV 10 News, about CBS there is about, but I also kept myself busy. I worked, got a job up at the engineering library.
At Penn State? The same building I have classes in right now for this class.
Back in the 60s. And what I remember from there, it's an odd thing, but there was bats got in there. And then that one long hallway, you had to be careful going through there that the bats would fly down. Even though it was daylight, you know, and bats are not supposed to come out in daylight.
And that was a pretty new building then. It was only, I think it was built in 58, so it was only 10 years old then.
Yeah, it was fairly new. I didn't drive, but they had a bus, so I got the bus there at the corner room, and I lived out in Woodycrest. I lived with my mom and dad while Frank was in Vietnam. And he come back, and we moved down there to Boalsburg, lived there, and he went to work for the post office.
Mm-hmm. Now, what was the deal? Was he was working for the post office before Vietnam, and the post office said he could have a job? How did that you were explaining that to me?
No, what happened was he had a job, he worked at some lab, but he took the test that you take, the government.
Mm-hmm.
And he scored really high on it, and he was to get the next job that came up. Well, in the meantime, they drafted him. But when he came out, they had to make a job available to him. It was temporary to begin with, but then he became a permanent worker there and eventually worked his way up to postmaster in Bellefonte.
So what was life like in high school? Because you met Grandpa, and then how long were you guys married then before he went to Vietnam? Only a couple years, right? A year or two?
Right. I graduated in 1965 from Catonsville. We had 900 children in my senior year. We had 2 nights. I mean, that was a huge school.
Yeah, that's a lot of kids graduating.
There's a lot of kids back in the 60s to be in your high school. But it was really a big school. We did not have a football team. And it was totally different from State College, which I've gone all the years before that, because you knew a lot of people. Mm-hmm. You go into that school, you may only meet somebody one
time and never see them again.
Never see them again. That was a big adjustment back there in the 60s. Moving down there, and I graduated in June of 65, and then Frank and I got married on August 5th of 1965. And then he was drafted in February of 66.
Okay, so that was pretty quick then, because
Right.
Vietnam was just starting to escalate at that point.
And we lived in Texas for a while, in Virginia, and then he got his orders that he had to go to Vietnam.
Now, what was the story where you met him in Hawaii? Didn't you at one point?
What happened is they let you have what they call R&R, rest and recreation.
Mm-hmm.
And they will fly them to different, Hawaii was one of the places that they flew him to, and I could go there and spend a week with him. But the expense was all mine. I mean, I had to pay for my...
This made you pay still.
I had to pay for everything. Government paid for it. They weren't paying for anything, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
They put him there. But as far as the hotel room and all that stuff, you know, that was...
You had to fork out the money for it.
And the funny part is, you talk about planes. We left, it was Mid-State Airport.
Mm-hmm.
They had the smallest airplane you ever did see. And I'll tell you, you felt every single thing, every little, what they call air pockets and everything that you're going through.
Was that the first time you were on an airplane?
First time I was ever in a plane, and I'm by myself. And so I flew into Pittsburgh, okay? Well, when I got out there at Pittsburgh, when I got back on the plane for Pittsburgh, the girl sitting beside me, she was going for the same thing, for Hawaii to visit her, you know, spend a week with her husband. So after my husband I had to stay for 10 days so you get a good price. This is, you know. And she was staying for 10 days. So what made it nice was I didn't spend the whole time after Frank left by myself.
Yeah.
So I had company there. But that's what the service offered them. They could go someplace for a week. It was a one-time thing, you know what I mean, there. And then he came back home in February of 68. And then, as like I said, he went working for the post office then. And then in 69, I had my daughter.
My mom. Was she a pretty good kid?
She was. The only thing was that I was so sick with her. 9 months, 24 hours. And as soon as I had her, they brought me a big breakfast.
Well, that's a pretty good deal.
Right.
And that was right there in Bellefonte, wasn't it? She was there in the hospital?
In the old hospital down there in Bellefonte. You looked out the windows, you could see the garbage dumps.
What a sight.
Right.
What was some of your favorite music you liked listening to?
Well, we had, my favorite all-time singer was Bobby Rydell. I had posters of him on my bedroom wall and everything. And we used to, I had 2 sisters living at home there with me. We used to listen to American Bandstand with Dick Clark. We would get in the living room there and we would start dancing around at 4 o'clock. But there was Ray Charles, and let me think back. And then Dolly Parton, and the country music was big back then. Like Tammy Wynette, all of the big stars were they would come into Rec Hall up here. We had, I remember going up there one night to see, I think it was Tammy Wynette or something, but it was very, very small compared to what it is now.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
What, talking like Penn State was a lot smaller than what it is now.
Oh, yeah. It was, I mean, I don't remember when construction took on over here that all of a sudden you have all this.
It just came out of nowhere.
It's like it came out of nowhere. You got that big old stadium up there. You got Bryce Jordan Center's here. All of that's here. I mean, and now in the last 10 years, I can't believe all of the buildings and how high-rise.
And they're making even more.
They're making more.
Since the last time I was here, the old place I used to work at when I was here before, 6 years ago, they knocked it down. I'm heading in the same direction with you, Grandma. I don't even recognize it.
Right. I mean, it's just, they want to be a city.
They're on their way.
They're on their way with all of this, you know what I mean?
You'll have to go see Beaver Stadium. They've got the new high-rises are now set, and it's significantly higher than the rest of the stadium.
Oh, are they?
It's way bigger. Do you remember, I think Martin Luther King came to Penn State in the 60s. Do you vaguely remember that?
No, I don't remember that.
I might be making it up, but I thought he came here and was at Rec Hall. But you did say something about John F. Kennedy, and you remember that.
I remember when John F. Kennedy was assassinated, I was in high school. And I was in the auditorium, and somebody came in and said, John F. Kennedy had just been killed.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just something that stayed with me.
Yeah. Why does it stay with you? Do you think it's the reactions, or you just remember hearing about it?
Just remember hearing about it. I mean, for a president to be assassin, you know, it was just, I know back when, you know, Abraham Lincoln, but
Yeah.
I wasn't there then.
We don't remember that.
I don't, but it's still, you know, things like that stay in your mind.
Yeah.
The way the way things happen.
Which I guess I don't remember it, but I guess you remember 9/11 then.
Oh yeah, I remember 9/11.
What was it, a similar kind of feeling of people being scared, or was that a little different just because it was more of a national threat?
I think there was more shock
Okay.
in 9/11 because I was working at a preschool.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember that too. I was going upstairs to the kitchen and the cook told me, she said that they had just bombed up there in New York. Not New York.
Yeah, it was New York
yes.
City.
Yes.
Yeah, it's crazy when something horrible like that happens. You can remember exactly where you were
Yeah,
at and stuff.
when you heard that.
And I've been pretty fortunate. I mean, there's been some bad things that have happened, but I don't remember anything super crazy like that. I guess there was that guy, Charlie Kirk. He got shot, and there was some controversy on that. But I'm trying to remember as a little kid anything crazy that I was too young to remember 9/11. But, so, if you had to pick one moment during the 60s, what was your favorite moment or experience in the 60s?
Getting married.
Getting married. How did you first meet Grandpa? Because I guess you said you first met Grandpa, and this would have been, 64?
No, before. He graduated in 63. So I probably, it would probably be 64. No. Yes, it was. I met him in October.
So tell us about the first time you met Grandpa and what you knew about him.
I knew nothing about him.
So just met him and you're just like, well, this is Frank Lykens.
It was a church group.
Mm-hmm.
The 3 youth groups get together. He was from Belfast and I was from State College. So we were sitting there on the hay mounds, that you set on the back of a hay wagon. And he goes, what was that? He wanted to, somehow, I have no idea, this I don't remember. He ended up with my shoe.
Was he a smooth talker?
He just said, well, if you sit on my lap, I'll give you your shoe back. So that's how we met, and then he took me to a football game Friday night, and Saturday I moved to Maryland. So he had to come. If he wanted to see me, or we came back because we still kept our house here. And he came most weekends down to visit me down there.
So he would make the drive, and he was working then too, wasn't he?
Yeah, he wasn't at the post office yet.
No, I'm trying to remember what he was doing.
He's working at a gas station.
That's what he was doing.
That's what I keep telling him.
Because he had 2 cars then, too.
Yeah, both of his brothers went in the service.
Yeah.
They went in the Army, so he had 2.
56 Bel Airs.
Yeah.
He was a racer, too, so he would hot rod them around. Had 2 of them. I remember him telling me, I had 2 cars in high school, and there were 56 Bel Airs.
Yep, he went out there with those cars.
Would he come down with a different car to come see you, or did he have the same one?
Brought his little Chevy.
Pink. Oh, okay.
His Chevy. He liked the Chevy.
That was the pink one?
That was the pink one.
With the blue underglow.
Right.
Yep.
He would drive that down there, just about. And then, like I said, I met him on Friday. We were together, and then moved. And then it's about a year and a half, almost. We got married then.
How did he ask you to marry him?
Well, he asked me one time to marry me.
And you said no.
No, I didn't say no. No. We talked about it and everything.
Uh-huh.
And then he asked me again to marry him, and that's when he gave me the ring. But then he was going to get drafted. Well, then they said, I hate to say this, but if you were married, they were going to draft you. Let me tell you what, they lied.
So he postponed, asked to get married to see if...
No, we got married in August, so they wouldn't draft him.
Oh.
Then
So it was one of those things you guys knew enough that he didn't want to go, but if he got drafted, he was going to go.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so when we got married in August there, we did a small wedding down at the Valley View Church. Reverend Hogue married us. And then, like I said, after that, we ended up in Texas for a while, and Virginia, and then back here.
And then you guys were in Fort Hood. I never went to Fort Hood when I was in Texas, but
Didn't you?
I've heard about it.
Yeah, we used to go over there to the commissary and go shopping, you know.
How'd you like Texas?
It was kind of flat land, let me tell you.
It was a lot less green than here.
And we rented this house down there, had a fenced-in backyard and everything, for $80 a month.
It's a pretty good deal.
Yeah. And we had this big black lab dog with us, Cubby. Mm-hmm. I mean, it was a big dog.
Was that one of his hunting dogs, or that was just one of his regular dogs that he had?
That was my friendly dog, my dog. We took him down there to Tennessee that night. We spent the night down there, and the dog got out, but for whatever reason, he came back.
So when you went to Tennessee, was this to see Uncle Earl and Aunt Mary?
Yeah, then we went on to Texas.
Okay. So was he still in the service, or is he already out by then?
No, he's still in the service.
Okay.
We were headed to Fort Hood. And he wanted to stop there. And then we drove the rest of the way down, looked all over for a place, and then finally they had this house. And like I said, it was great for the dog. Backyard was fenced in and everything.
That's a pretty good deal. For $80 a month.
$80 a month.
Can't find that anymore.
You're not going to find that anywhere.
Inflation and some hard deals out there.
But yeah, and then like I said, as time went by, he got a job at the post office, and along comes Scott, and then I started volunteering, and then I ended up going to work at the preschool, was there for I don't know how many years.
Yeah, tell them about your preschool. So you started working somewhere else, and then you started working at the preschool?
I worked at the engineering library.
So you were still there for a little bit after Grandpa got back from Vietnam?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, the university paid for Sherry.
Okay.
My
That's a pretty good deal.
He didn't have insurance.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was surprised they did that.
So there wasn't a lot of benefits for Grandpa after he came back from Vietnam. He didn't get a lot of benefits or anything.
Well, he went to college a couple of semesters on the GI Bill.
Okay, and that was here at Penn State?
Penn State. But we had to pay for it as far as that goes, but they'll give you that. And then he started at the post office, and he never did get his degree. He never got his degree.
I'm almost there, Grandma. I'm 2 weeks away. I'm going to do it.
He never got his degree, but he was very fortunate, and he's very intelligent.
Yeah.
So he just went right up the ladder.
I didn't inherit any of those genes. I guess Cole and Benny got all the smart genes from
I'm
him.
sure there's some there. But that was, but he just went up there, he just kept stepping up there until he finally got what he wanted. He wanted to be postmaster, and that's what he set his goal, and that's where he.
And that's where he got.
That's where he got.
We talked to some of his employees, and they said he was a good boss.
Oh yeah.
He didn't play around, but he was a good boss.
He was a good boss, as far as that goes. He did a good. He was very fair. You do your job, he's not going to fool with you.
That's all you can ask for.
But if you're not doing your job, he's not afraid to bring you in.
He'll talk to you.
And tell you what you're doing wrong.
What do you think made you want to teach out of preschool so much? What did you like so much about that? And
I like working with the children, and to see a child actually learn something that you were teaching them, and they're actually learning it, it makes you feel like you're accomplishing something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That smallest thing at that age, it makes you think. That's just the way with the Sunday school, Vacation Bible School, all of that.
Because you did it all, because you would teach at preschool all week, and then you would also go and volunteer at the senior home, and then during Sundays, so I guess Saturday was your only day off. Because Sundays, then you would teach Sunday school.
Sunday school, yeah. Sunday school and kinder church we had. But I was very fortunate in life. I got to do what I really enjoyed doing. That I didn't have to go out there and find 40 hours of work where I wouldn't be able to do all this volunteering.
And all the people's lives that you were able to help make better and change. Think of all the extra cousins we've got that like hanging around. You made a big difference in a lot of people's lives.
But it's good when you find a career in your life that you like and enjoy. It means so much more. I know people go money, 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 but you can make money at all the careers. But if you're not happy,
doesn't mean very much.
Doesn't mean very. I mean, the money's good. Don't get me wrong there.
You have to have some of it.
Yeah,
you have to have some to survive.
We all need the money to live and everything. But when you get to do in your life, your lifetime, everything that you enjoy like that, it's almost like it's hard to explain. Like God's plan. This was God's plan for you.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really enjoyed spending time with kids and people in the nursing home. You can volunteer there, volunteer there.
Yeah, I went with you a couple times. I remember when I was here before, we'd go and do bingo over there right before COVID. Right before COVID, we'd go and I'd play bingo with them.
They loved that.
They beat me a bunch. I don't think I ever won in bingo over there playing with those old ladies, but that was fun. Because Aunt Nell would come sometimes too, wouldn't she?
Oh yeah, she started when she moved back here. She started to come with me because she enjoyed that, with everything that she did. You see, there's somebody you should interview.
Yeah, that'll be the next one. Next time, I guess, when is Aunt Nell coming? On Friday?
I don't know. She's still not
feeling good.
She went to work today, though.
So she's back. It's hard to keep her down.
Well, she said
she's always moving.
It's better when she's standing up
than
when she's sitting down. I feel bad for her. She's had this for over a year now. It's just getting worse and worse.
All we can do is pray for her. But if there's anyone that can handle it, it's Aunt Nellie. It's hard to keep her down. She's tough.
She is. And she'd want to give you all the names and stuff.
Yeah, she would. We'd get a lot of stories with Aunt Nell.
We'd get a lot of stories from her.
We'll make that one our next one that we have then.
Because she met, what's that president's wife?
She's met a lot of famous people. Yeah, she's met Dale Earnhardt, which I didn't realize. She showed me the hat. Bush, all the Chick-fil-A times, I'm sure she's met a lot of people.
Right.
Yeah, she has met a lot of people.
I met Jimmy Carter there, though.
Well, tell me about that. How'd you meet him?
He was, liked to come and go up to Spruce Creek.
To go fly fishing. There's really good fly fishing there.
Yeah, very good fly fishing there. And he would come in every so often. Well, like I said, Tammy Wynette was up at Rec Hall. And Jimmy Carter and his wife were there. Okay? They only had about, I don't think any more than 4 Secret Service, And my friend is very forward. So we go walking to go to the restroom, and she goes, "Oh, hello there," she says, "Jimmy."
Would they all freak out?
No. He shook her hand.
Yeah.
And she goes, "This is my friend Pat." And chatted there for a few minutes now.
And this is just right here on campus?
Yeah, right on campus, right up at Rec Hall. Yeah, that's where they used to bring the people into, because we didn't know Brush Jordan Center.
Yeah, it was just Rec Hall then.
Yeah, it was Rec Hall then. So there was Jim and said, I can't say I met the President of the United States.
You did?
Yeah, very nice guy. You know what I mean? She kind of, they really didn't say anything.
Yeah.
Well, you know, nowadays they'd probably arrest you.
Oh, yeah, for getting that close out of nowhere.
Getting that close to him.
Yeah.
Especially when she went like that. And I still remember a guy standing there. Then there was Jimmy Carter, then his wife, and then another guy. And I'm sure they had behind him.
Mm-hmm.
But you never would have known
that he was the president.
That he was president. You know
that is crazy. So it was just him and his wife and then 4 other guys.
Yeah. We're sitting there. I'm trying to figure out how many years back that was.
Well, he was president and
when
what was it?
President?
Mid to late 70s, I think,
yeah,
wasn't it?
When he was president, that's when I met him. But like I said, they're that's all they had. And I'm thinking nowadays.
Oh, they have the whole town's locked down. They've got everything in the skies and everywhere's traced.
If the president comes.
Mm-hmm.
But everybody said that met him out there when he went fishing with him, said he was a down-to-earth guy.
Yeah.
And one friend of my niece, she lived out there in that area. She knew him, and he talked to her, you know what I mean? Just a
normal guy.
Normal guy, yeah. So I did meet Jimmy Carter.
So you've met famous people, too.
Well, I met, that Benton, I can't think of her name.
Benton.
Hershey, she was a country western singer.
Benton. I'm trying to think.
Barbie, was it Barbie Benton?
You met Dale Brisby.
Yeah, I met Dale Brisby. How do you pronounce that?
Brisby. Yeah.
Brisby.
That time you went to Texas wasn't as good. You got an injury when we were down there. Yeah. The Fort Hood going down there might have been a better time.
Yeah.
Old Uncle George, Grandma came to visit me, and Uncle George ran over her feet. But hey, you're moving around, you're back at it.
Oh yeah, nothing permanent.
No.
As far as that went, but that isn't.
There's always something going on whenever we're all together.
Yep. But it was a nice time. Everybody enjoyed themselves.
Well, Grandma, thanks for tuning in. I know we're cutting into your game show, Tom. I know it only said it was going to be 10 minutes. It might have been double that now.
I have no schedule.
Hey, me neither.
Everything's recorded on my TV.
Well, Grandma.
I can leave at a drop of a hat.
Anytime. You always available. Well, if you had one thing of life advice, I'm going to steal that from Dale. One thing for life advice to tell anyone. What would be your life advice?
Believe in God.
Believe in God.
Follow God.
Well, Grandma, I love you, and I'm glad that you sat down here with me. I'm pretty fortunate to have a grandma like you. You're the best.
I love you. You're a good son.
And hey, the makeup, you look great, Grandma, too. You look great.
Cover some of those wrinkles.
Hey, I'm going to have to start getting some soon. So I'm growing the mustache to cover up my wrinkles. But this was what were you going to say, Grandma?
Life is strange. You never know where you're going to be.
It's an adventure. One day you'll be at Penn State, Texas, or Hawaii. I haven't been to Hawaii.
It's a nice place to go to.
I'll have to go there. We'll have to show. You've got your little plant from Hawaii. Isn't it from Hawaii?
Yeah.
Or am I making that up?
My brother-in-law was stationed over there in Hawaii. He was in the Navy. And he got this little plant. And he brought it to my mother. And it stood little like that. Oh my God, that has to be from back in. See, then he died when Sherry was 5.
Because he's the one that died on the ship, wasn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He died on the ship. So I'm trying to think how many years. That was back in the probably early 70s.
So this thing might have been around in the 60s. We need to interview it next.
You can go in next. It probably was around in the 60s. She kept it in her thing, on her stand there. And then when she passed away, my brother took it. And he goes, oh, it's having babies. So he started to give everybody babies.
All these plants from Hawaii.
Everybody killed their plant. I'm the only one that has one left.
So this thing's older than me?
Oh, yeah, a lot older than you. Yeah, it was even before your mom was born.
I was going to say, it's older than my mom.
So it must have been. Yeah, it was back in the 60s.
So it is. I'll have to
is.
interview
There
it.
you go. Interview.
This plant right here is from the 60s.
From the 60s.
I don't know what you're feeding it for it to be still being there.
But you can tell it was from over, where he was at, over in Hawaii, over there somewhere where it was warm climate.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's why you have to keep the house so warm. It's not for you, it's for the plant.
But it'll die down, then it comes back. It had 2 babies, but their babies died.
So it's just it.
It's just, and it's, I'll have to show Christine, because she laughed at me one time. I only had 2 leaves on, but look now.
It's not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's got 6 or 7 on there now.
So it's, yeah, because Denny, I'm trying to think back when he was in Navy. Yeah, it was in the 60s because I was a teenager. Yeah, so my plant, I do have a plant.
From the 60s.
From
that
the
just
60s.
goes to show how great of a gardener you are.
No, it just goes to show how lucky that plant was. I didn't kill it.
Well, how can we have a podcast without you talking about your squirrels, Grandma?
Oh.
We almost ended it and we didn't say anything about the squirrels.
Well, I am the squirrely lady. I said I've had as many as 8 to 10 squirrels in my backyard. Then they all disappear. Then I get a few come back again. They disappear again. So where they go to?
We don't know, but they come
We
back.
don't know, but they come back.
I was going to see if there's any. There's not any out there right now, but
There
they
was
stay
one
well
there.
fed.
I fed them today. So
You did? I was going to say, do you need me to go and feed them?
But I don't know. Like I said, I don't know what happens to them.
They disappear and then they come back. They're going and tell more of their friends to come.
I think what happens is somebody either traps them.
This is our conspiracy for it right here. There's someone coming and taking the squirrels.
Yeah.
It is weird though, I will say.
Yeah.
They're just gone for a while and then all of a sudden you'll see 4 of them out there just eating in that little box.
Oh, I counted 8 one time. And then they all disappeared. Frank said you had to call the game commission. That's when I called.
Mm-hmm.
Told them my squirrels were missing.
You guys better fess up. I know something's happening over here.
Well, there was also a dead blue jay out there. So I thought maybe they were poisoning them or something. But
or someone was.
That lady on the phone, I had to laugh. She said, they do die. I said, well, I know that. And there's predators. I said, yeah, but the cat's missing too.
Everything's missing. There's no wildlife.
That was weird. There was nothing here.
Maybe there was a mountain lion.
No birds or anything. I used to always have 2 doves come in. And the time that happened, there was nothing.
Nothing out there.
It was just, that was it.
I will say when we first started, there was a cardinal there, and I forgot to say something.
Is that big, pretty red one?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they came as soon as I put the food out there.
But you have a robin with a nest up there, too. Remember the one that we saw, the nest and
that bird
little baby
kept
birds
flying
there?
Up there, right.
That's a good place to put it.
It is.
But, well, Grandma, the first podcast, your first podcast.
Well, I hope you get enough out of it to use it.
Oh, it'll be perfect. I'm glad we did it. People are they're going to want more. There's going to have to be an episode 2. We'll do one with Aunt Nellie, and then we'll have one with both of you on it.